So the rest of this class will be dealing with your portfolio for mini doc. Just as a recap, this is things that you already know. Your total time for your mini doc will be 3 to 8 minutes. You need a minimum of 3 locations, which can be divided between interviews and B-roll. You need a minimum of 2 interview subjects. That does not include yourself. You cannot be one of those minimum 2. You need at least 1 minute of B-roll coverage for every minute of interview footage. At least 10 questions for each interview, and so forth. Make sure you have all of your talent releases, hold harmless agreements, and so forth. So look at the location research assignments. So for the location research assignment that is due Wednesday of week 3, that you have 2.5 weeks to complete, you need to research 3 locations for your mini doc. Now, what do I mean about locations? A location is any place where you need to turn off your camera, turn off your lights, and move to someplace else. By 3 locations, I do not mean you need to have 3 completely different physical addresses. If you do have 3 addresses, that's completely fine, but you don't need it. You just need 3 places where you would shut your stuff off and physically move it to someplace else. So you are able to do all 3 locations within the same building. For example, if you are doing a school, you could have one location be the track and field, one location be the auditorium, another location be the school theater. If this is your own home, you can have one location be the kitchen, one location be the living room, and a third location be the backyard. So you just need 3 locations. And if you do use the same address, in the top right hand corner where it says scripted location, this is where you would tell me on each of your 3 location information sheets exactly where in the residence you will be filming. Even if all 3 locations have the same address, you still need to submit 3 location information sheets. All that would be different is under scripted location, you would tell me the different room or the location on the same address. On each of the sheets, I supply 2 locations where you need images at the very bottom. These will be grabbed from Google Maps. I have a video for all of you to watch showing exactly what I mean by that. These forms must be filled out in their entirety. When it comes to the shooting days, please again remember that you will be shooting next month. Shoot days can change. This is not written in stone, but give an estimated guess. You also, for each of your locations, you need either a permit application or a statement. Again, it is possible that all 3 locations is the same address. If that is the case, please contact me because you would of course only need 1 permit application. You also need 3 agreement forms. Again, if all 3 locations have the same address and the same owner, please contact me and we can talk about how many location agreement forms you actually need. Full Sail does not offer insurance to online students. It is your responsibility if you do need a permit to get insurance by your own means. If you do not need a permit, if your location is privately owned by you or your family and you do not need a permit, in place of a permit application, I need you to submit a statement of at least 200 words. And I have a list of 5 or 6 questions that you need to answer within your statement. Basically, I'm asking what you need instead of a permit and who you spoke with to learn this information. Again, here's the list of the 6 questions. I have these within the assignment. This is for your statement. So who do you contact to find out all about this? So first, when you're researching your locations and whether or not you need permits, you should contact your State Film Commission office. Do not think that just because it is a private property that you do not need a permit. Failing the State Film Commission office, you should contact the county or city clerk's office. Failing that, contact the physical site itself, the school hotel office, or track down the owner and contact the owner. Failing that, contact your local sheriff's office, because if you are doing something wrong and someone sees you, they are probably going to call the police. Again, if you decide to film in your own home, if you are renting and you are not the owner, you need to contact your rental agency and get a hold of the owner themselves. For the location agreement form, these need to be signed before filming starts next month. If you are able to have them signed now, that is wonderful, but these do need to be signed. And you need one agreement form for each of your locations. So, quick overview, and I go over this in more information in the actual lecture notes for the assignment. And if you have any questions, do not hesitate to contact me. But an overview rubric of the location research assignment: you need to submit 3 location information sheets. Each one of these sheets is worth 15 points. For each of the location information sheets, I need either a permit or a statement, which means you will be submitting either 3 permit applications or 3 statements or any type of variation therein. For example, if only one of your locations needs a permit and your other 2 do not, then you will be submitting 1 permit application and 2 statements. You also need 3 location agreement forms for each of your locations. These are worth 6 points each. And then I award 1 point for the correct file name upload. Again, if you run into the issue where all 3 of your locations are in the same address, contact me and I'll walk you through the appropriate documents that you need to upload to make sure you are all set to record and film next month. So, looking ahead to next month, I have a PDF called Forms Pre-Production Packet that you should download. In that are your location release forms, talents, hold harmless agreements, and everything you need moving forward. So please contact me with any of your questions. Email is the best way to contact me. I'm only in my office 1 or 2 days a week. I do have office hours from 9 to 10 Tuesday and Wednesdays. I am available pretty much immediately Thursdays from 10 to 11 via email.